Washington Building Congress is pleased to present the Craftsman Hall of Fame. This honor is in recognition of enduring commitment, exceptional skill, quality craftsmanship, and extraordinary dedication.
I'm Anthony Maldonado, I go by Tony.
Dwight Daniels, work for Singleton Electric, IBEW Local 26.
Work for Washington Woodworking. I've been there for about almost 30, I've been over 35 years. I've been there since 1989.
I grew up in Tacoma Park. I lived there most of my life. Went to Montgomery Blair High School.
Yeah, I grew up in this area. I was born in DC, actually, and then moved out to PG County and moved around to 3 or 4 different places.
Between 11th and 12th grade summer, I was a summer helper with my dad for power services. Kind of picked up the trade there. And then I graduated in 90. The following week, I was at the apprenticeship signing up. Through the apprenticeship, I worked for Dyna Electric, Free State, Eastern. Then I transferred to Singleton in my 5th year. I think I was with them for maybe 2 months, 3 months maybe. And I was working at the Veteran Affairs building. And that's when the foreman came up to me with Jack Singleton, and they asked me to stay. I thought that was pretty cool. So I was like, yeah, I'll stay. And then I've been here ever since.
Working for Washington Woodworking, it was lucky. They changed my outlook of what could be done. You know, at first, I just took it for granted we were just putting stuff on the wall. And then you could see by working around other people that could do tremendous things, what you could actually achieve. And then, of course, they introduce you to these projects that I would have never gotten to work on. You go there and you go, you look at it and you go, this is impossible. How are we gonna do this? And then those guys are like, oh, we'll show you how to do this. And then you can do it. And you're like, wow. I mean, you know, you could have ended up anywhere, you know, but so I feel really fortunate that I ended up with that's why I've never left, because I felt so fortunate just to be here. This is where I want to be. And, you know, the things that we get lucky enough to do, some of the places where you get to work, I wouldn't trade it, that's for sure. You know, I always felt like this was the place that I was meant to be.
I did Loudon Water Treatment Plant. That was from the ground up, a 3.5-year project, and that was really a challenge. We actually pumped water that were 6 miles away off the Potomac, pulled it into the plant, and then they treated the water there.
The way we used to do woodworking, now we have lasers, and they didn't even exist back then. So, you know, we used a lot of plumb bobs and squares and hand saws. There wasn't even battery drills or anything like that. So, you know, you had to be able to operate your tools.
This recently was Piscataway Bioenergy power upgrade to the entire plant. That was probably the hardest job I've done. We had to replace all the distribution power to the entire plant and keep the plant running at the same time. It was pretty intense.
I did the Madison Hotel, the reception area, bar area. I don't know why, but I remember the bars that we build. You know, you build a lot of office walls, you know, with built-in furniture and paneling. And they're nice, but you do hundreds of them. But when you do things like a bar or a really interesting lobby, you won't forget it for a long time, because you just stand back there and you go, wow, we just did that, you know.
It's very important to care about what you do for a living, and like how you go about your day. Like I always tell my guys, do it right the first time, because we're not getting paid to do it twice. My dad told me that a long time ago.
Fortunate for me, there were people all around me that already were passionate about what they were doing. You know, they took a lot of pride in their work. And so you had something to achieve. You were attempting to attain their status. Once you're passionate about something, then you really can do it well. I think I won an award sometime in the middle 90s. So I was pretty young. I remember I was not 30, I was like middle 20s, 28 maybe, like that. It was awesome because somebody had, this is how, you know, you get the award. You know, you do this work, nobody knows your name. You just do the work. And then at some point in time, somebody says to your boss, who did all of this work, right? And then they say your name. I think you could do a job for a long time if nobody ever congratulates you on something, you know. You would just think it was just something, you're just doing something, no big deal. But somebody says to you, that was a really nice job, and we're gonna tell everybody how good of a job you did. And they put your name forward, and you're just, and like I said, I was pretty young, and that changes you a little bit.
And when I first heard I got nominated to the Hall of Fame, it was a great honor to be recognized. I still don't believe it. It's just, I'm just doing my job, you know.
Being inducted, it still hasn't settled with me correctly. I don't know why. I almost feel like I don't deserve it because I know what I can do and I know what I've done, but there have been so many people along the way that have been there. It's humbling, you know, to say, people are to say that you're a part of that kind of a group.
Like, I've been with Singleton for 30 years now, and I've been in the local for 34 years. So like, technically I think I can retire this year, but I'm not. I like what I do. And if I keep doing it, then I'll just stay.
It is with great pride that we present this year's inductees to the Craftsman Hall of Fame.